Okay, so we have been using iOS 26 Beta 3 for about 5 days now, and we have some takeaways. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way. What you guys want to know first is battery life. And I am happy to say, out of all the betas, battery life has been much more consistent and improved from Beta 1 and 2. Now, that's not here to say that this is the end all be all, and this is actually, going to be the greatest battery life you've ever had. On my 16 Pro Max, I am still not getting a full day of use, and I am still going to have to be plugging it in and charging every so many hours. Now, not a deal breaker necessarily, but I just want to let you know, definitely improved. As far as performance goes as well, I did run a Geekbench 6 benchmark, and you can see exactly a little bit of an improvement from the last run we did on our other phone. However, we are still only getting a 2741 single core score and an 8136 on the multi-core score. Now, this is definitely an improvement. Multi-core score has definitely improved and does look a lot better than the 7600, I want to say, we had prior. Now, beyond that, I do want to say something that we actually talked about in our prior video, and that is liquid glass. We know they've kind of transformed this into a frosted glass now, but there are still elements that are fully liquid glass. You can see this right off the bat, especially when you pull down your notification shade here, and you can see exactly all that transparency and those effects, especially when you hover over your icons when pulling it down. I personally wish Apple would have kept this and kind of just tweaked some of the notifications, because you can see where this kind of hinders it a little, and readability is definitely not great. But as we've talked about again too, in some apps, I should say stock apps, it is kind of all gone. Where this was fully transparent before, now it is more translucent, and yeah, you can still see it behind some, but it is definitely not where it used to be. But again, you have those elements still included when you hover over and drag around that Apple initially promised and talked about at WWDC. Again, as far as performance goes, jumping around into some apps and really just scrolling, going to articles, you can see just how much more fluid this is. If you have been on the fence, thinking if you should upgrade finally or take the plunge into iOS 26 betas, I would still possibly hold off in hopes that this will actually be sent out as a redone beta 3 before the public release in about a week or so, if that even. It's not uncommon that Apple seeds a different build for the public release. Sometimes it's the same, but I'm gathering from the phone still getting a little warm in certain usage that we might actually get that public beta and a re-release of beta 3. As you can see, today is July 10th. On the 14th is when I'm estimating we get the first public beta. If not, the latest would be the 15th. And again, this still will be based on beta 3. Beyond that, though, really everything has been working okay. Just one call out if you missed our other video. iPhone storage is taking a hit still with Apple Intelligence and system data. Look at this right here. System data now is up to 40 gigabytes. That is absolutely insane. I honestly don't know why it is pulling in so much data, but it's just something to be aware of. And then if you go to iOS itself, it is taking up almost 20 gigs of data between 13.7 on iOS and then another 6 gigs for Apple Intelligence. If you have a 128 gig storage iPhone, keep in mind this is going to destroy your storage. Aside from that, as you can see, everything is definitely smoother, it's more fluent, and it feels like a proper beta that Apple finally released to us. So, aside from all of this, I do have to say, temperatures have cooled down, battery has improved, and performance has stabilized as well. So, I'm not going to drag this video out. Just wanted to let you know if you're thinking about getting it, this could be the perfect beta to do so with the public release, or even in beta 3 if you're ready to take the plunge. Still not perfect. Banking apps do work, since I know a lot of people are talking about that now, but this is one of the best and most stable betas we've seen for iOS in a long time. I will also say too, if you have been waiting on iOS 18.6 and have had issues on the prior builds, this does feel a little better with that. You're going to get a modem update as well with this build, so if you had connectivity issues, hopefully it could help fix that as well. But keep in mind, don't expect to get that exact same battery life that you were getting from iOS prior. That's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.